Kylin is here. Let's talk about the newest hero, a crossover hero added to Naraka Bladepoint. He has joined us on the battlefield. He's bringing a lot to the table. He's definitely jumped up to the higher tiers as a hero. We're going to go over his skills, abilities, and show him off a little bit for you guys today. Let's talk about his Fs and ultimates first. So Raider's Touch rushes forward and knocks enemies airborne, entering Raider block. Kylin cannot move, but can counterattack enemies that attack him. Can be used under attack. That's a small window for the Raiders block. So Kylin focuses strength into his fingers and rushes forward to knock enemies airborne, entering Raiders block for 1.2 seconds. During Raiders block state, Kylin cannot move, but can counterattack enemies that attack him. It can be used under attack. So this is his combo breaker. It knocks them back, and if you are attacked by multiple people, then you're able to do a counter attack. So his combo breaking F is pretty fire. It's got a 27-second cooldown. Moving over to Raider's Choke. This is the F2. Now, Kylin focuses strength into his fingers and thrusts forward. Upon hitting, enemies with blue, purple, or golden focus are knocked airborne. Enemies without focus are choked for 2 seconds. Tap F again to knock them airborne. It's a really, really strong move. You can use this to hit an enemy in almost any state. Blue, purple, golden focus, or no focus at all. And according to that, you're going to be able to do a follow-up attack. Let's go over those skills in just a moment. Let's first talk about the ultimates. V1 here. Kylin switches his weapon to the black gold sword, tempered with Kylin's blood, and knocks back nearby enemies. Black gold sword lasts for 25 seconds and can launch 5 attacks. Both your vertical and horizontal turn into new common and charged attack, each counting as one of the 5 attacks can be launched during the ultimate. The sprint during charging will not be interrupted by non-focus strikes or grappling strikes, so you have anti-stagger while you're holding focus and running around. When his ultimate is active, Kylin will trigger Kylin Guard. Upon all 5 attacks being used or below 400 health. So the guard comes up when you're dropped below 400 health, or at the end after you've used all 5 attacks. You have a small guard where you cannot be killed for a brief moment of time. The ultimate ends in advance if all 5 attacks are used or if Kylin is not in the guard state. You remain in the guard state for 4 seconds at 400 or below health, right? It remains at 400 health. If you've activated your ult before 400 health, you won't drop below 400 health. If it was activated while you only had like 100 or so, it's going to stay low like that, and the guard was already activated. So now you kind of understand there's an additional guard and mechanic that happens if he hits low HP during the ultimate, during which black gold sword attacks can be launched without limit. So during the Kylin Guard, whenever it's triggered, for 4 seconds, you can launch an unlimited amount of his attacks. So his V1 is a lot. We're going to go over it. We're going to show what it does and what it looks like. Let's move to V2. This is Kylin / Rend, right? Kylin switches his weapon to the black gold sword tempered with Kylin's blood and knocks back nearby enemies. Black gold sword lasts for 25 seconds and can launch 2 attacks. Each of his common and charge attacks count as one of the 2 attacks. After all 2 attacks are used, more attacks can be launched at the cost of his health, but Kylin can restore health based on the number of enemies hit. So if you're below, right, after you use 2 attacks, you can launch multiple attacks afterwards, but they're going to cost your health. If you confirm your hit, you should heal back almost all of that damage. If you can't confirm the hit, you're going to take damage coming from full health. So when his ultimate is active, Kylin will trigger the guard below 300 health here. So you're going to have to be a little bit more hurt before that ultimate comes into effect. When his ultimate is active, Kylin will trigger the guard. The ultimate ends in advance if all 2 attacks are used or if his health is below 200 health. Remember, during the guard, he will remain at 300 health for 4 seconds, but once it drops below that, the ultimate will finish. Wrath Slash slashes at blazing speed in the aim direction, leaving behind an echo form that then strikes along the same path. So here's where the two ultimates differ. The charged attack of the V1 does 3 big claw swipes, grounded swipes in front of you. They have quite a vertical reach, but you're essentially having to do them on the ground. His V2 will let you slice in a forward motion, upward, and in whatever direction you desire or are aimed at. And it'll also leave an echo or a spirit behind, which will slice along that path, hitting anybody in its wake. So let's go into training and let's show off what they look like and what to expect when dealing and playing Kylin. Alright, we're starting off with F1, V1 here in the training area, and let's get to it. If you have F1, this is your combo breaker. This is going to knock them back and get you out of trouble. No matter what focus they're in, this is going to just push them back and allow you to enter a state in which, if you're attacked during 1.2 seconds, you can launch a counter-strike. It's a really good combo breaker. It's very fast. It comes out quick. Now, V1. There's a lot going on here. So V1. Now, during this ultimate state, which lasts 25 seconds, your attacks have been changed to these launching attacks. That's a horizontal. Here's a vertical. They're the same attack, it just lunges forward. Now, if you're holding charge, you see I enter white on my body like an ACOS. You're not able to be staggered during this, and you can launch here. Holding charge attacks launch those big claws you just saw. So that's going to be one of the biggest differences between V1 and V2 is the attack pattern of the ultimates during a charge state. We're going to go back into ultimate, and we're going to show you during that charge state, you're able to hit them. You can follow up with an attack there. You can also come from the air to where you want to go. So there's a lot of movement options. Now, we just activated the guard there in the middle of the screen. If activated at low HP, your guard is already active. The first time that you get hit, it's going to activate. That does not end the V1 ult. You still have access to your slashes. Now, let's move on. Okay, so now we're here to talk about F2. V2. F2 is the one that, depending on the state of enemies that you hit, whatever focus state they're in or non-focus state, you're going to get a reaction. So let's go over the possibilities and the potentials for this move. So this opponent is not focusing at me, right? We caught him off guard. And it picks him up and it holds him. During this, you can use the attack again, which launches them forward. Right? So, we can grab, we can launch, and we can hold a focus attack with almost every weapon. You get a free focus attack off of the F. So now we're talking about hitting someone who's in non-focus state and being able to combo extend, do a lot of damage with this character. This F alone has put him in a very high tier inside the game. Let's move on after this. Oh wait, we gotta show you what happens when... Now we're gonna show what happens when my opponent is in blue focus and we hit this move. It knocks back. It doesn't do the choke effect. Excuse me, chat. It doesn't do the choke effect that you're looking for, but it does do some damage and knockback. So it's good for healing for a teammate. It's good for dealing with purple and gold focus along with blue focus. It is not a combo breaker, so you have to be careful when you're using this. It's closer to Takeda. Although Takeda can grab a blue that's being released, you cannot grab a blue that's already being released. With this guy, he was just in blue state right there. Moving on. Okay, let's cover V2. So V2 will give you 2 strikes initially, and each other strike following will cost health. It will regain health if the strike hits. So let's launch our first 2 strikes. And now we have low HP. That red bar signifies I need to hit my opponent in order to gain health, or I'm taking damage, as you saw. Now, if I hit him, I actually heal more health. It heals more with several opponents hit. It's a risky move, high reward. The benefit for this is going to be being able to enter the charge anti-stagger state, right? And still reach your opponent in whatever direction you want. Also, that spirit or echo that gets left behind can help you deal some additional damage or do some cool combo stuff with a teammate. It makes the lane that he's traveling kind of unusable. That's the main benefit for this one, is that you can charge strike upward. You can really get a lot of movement with this and anti-stagger, where the other one, V1, will make you lock into the more grounded play style. Another thing to note about this ultimate is going to be, after we use the slices, our first 2 slices, our Kylin guard is activated. Our ultimate ends early. In V2, if they're able to get you low enough health and your guard is activated after your 2 splashes, your ult is done. So though this is again a high risk, high reward move, there are ways to counter it. You'll see it a lot. You'll see both ultimates used. It's up to you to decide which one you like a little bit better. Get out there, test them out, see what you can do. I know you'll love him. Kylin has joined us, crossover character. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.